Good morning, all you rock stars. And yes, you are on a winning walk with Christina, taking a walk with me on my lunch break real fast. And, you know, just a little while. I want to tell y'all how proud I am to be a part of Team Ohana. And I was on the live with EIM Daily listening. I was in the chat. And my mentor Tabura brought up he brought up a series of questions that really made me kind of think. And I was just noticing several people on the chat, had, answers readily to the questions. And some were, just more, thinking on terms of what they meant, just pondering. But basically, the question was, why do you do what you do? Why is it that you do what you do? And he gave us each a scenario to work with, and my scenario was actually a good one as far as answering the question. He said, why do you walk? Why do you love to walk? And that kind of ties in with a question, a statement that somebody made on another live. Why did you change your name to the Winning Walk? And those two things kind of have the same answers, or the answers can be, you can get the answer when you answer either of those questions, and the answers are interchangeable. But anyway, just talk. I changed the name of my channel to The Winning Walk with Christina because it's in pondering and praying. It's not a new direction I wanted to go in, but I think it's a redefining of that direction. And because I feel like personally, not just YouTube, but personally, I'm on a walk. And I'm striving to make sure that walk is a winning walk by following what the Lord says. But the winning walk actually is not a new walk. It's a pretty old walk. I've been walking for maybe 10 to 12 years. Back then, I believe I was at the lowest point of my life. I was wrestling with being morbidly obese. I was wrestling with prediabetes, high blood pressure, depression, all of that all at once. And I had come to a point where, getting out of the bed and going to work was all I had the strength to do. No more than that. And I was praying and seeking the Lord for what I needed to do, because the strength was just failing me. I mean, even getting up out of the bed to go to work was getting harder and harder and harder. And the Lord came to me, and he when the Lord speaks to you, he confirms his word through his word sometimes. Sometimes he'll speak to you through a situation, through another person, or you will hear you'll hear the Spirit's voice speaking to you directly onto your situation. But sometimes he'll speak to you through his own word. And I was laying in the bed. I remember I said, Lord, this is getting harder and harder. I feel like I'm in a pit and I can't get out. And I don't have any way to get out. And it's like everybody around me, because I was working and trying to be a mom and be a decent wife and that sort of stuff. And it was just every ounce of energy. But it was like nobody could see that really, or see just how bad things were. But the Lord, I mean, I was at the point where I had made arrangements, got my life insurance and everything, and order beneficiaries and all of that stuff, because I was getting ready I had made plans to leave the earth. It was that point. It was just like, you couldn't tell. Nobody was paying attention. And the Lord said, and when he said it, I was just sort of like, now how is this gonna work? He said, rise, take up your bed and walk. Now I knew when he said that, what he meant. Get up from there. Get up and move. Get up and do what you're doing now. Get up and move. And so I knew what he meant when he said it, but I thought what he meant was keep doing what you're doing. Get up and move. Not actually get up in faith, knowing that things are about to change. So, because he said, get up, take up your bed and walk, that's what I started doing. But I didn't do it from a place of, yes, Lord, yes, this is great. This is gonna be wonderful. I did it from a place of unbelief. I did it from a place of, well, Lord, if you say so, but this is what I'm doing now. So, or how things are going to be any different now than they were then. And that's kind of how I operated for probably a week or two. I was just like, I don't know, Lord, what it is you want, for me to do, because I do the same thing all the time anyway. So what's going to be different about it this time, I just didn't hold out any hope. At that point, I didn't have any hope. I was just all over the place. But I did what he wanted me to do. He said, get up, take up your bed and walk. So I started walking from that point. And to me, everything looked like a mess. But as I was walking, I started talking to the Lord and getting real honest with him. Lord, this life sucks. I know it's one you gave me, but I don't like it. I don't like the way things are. I'm over 300 pounds. Can't get the weight off. Not really trying to get the weight off, but I know I need it off. I'm facing all of these health issues that my mom had, that my dad has. The heart, the kidneys, the diabetes, the high blood pressure, the depression, the psychosis, the suicidal tendencies, all of that, the antidepressants, and there was all of these medications that I was just like gathering to help me sleep, to help me stay awake, to help me feel level-headed, to do this, that, and the third. And it was just, my life was just a mess. So from this pit and walking, I'm calling out to him. I'm like, Lord, I need you to help me, God. I need you to help me. I don't like the way things are, and I see how it worked out for my family, who most of them found themselves in the same situation. And I said, I don't want to be. I believed above all that the Lord had a work for me to do, and I knew I couldn't do it where I was. So I started walking with him and talking to him. Lord, you got to help me. You got to help me. You got to help me, and you got to really work with me, because I'm stubborn. I'm hard-headed. I have an attitude. I'm a control freak. I like things my way. Very inflexible. Very hard on myself. Do not take, I don't take praise and good words very well. Even though I love to hear them. I love it when people say, "Oh, you're doing a good job," and "Oh, you look so nice. Oh, this is so good." I love that. But I don't receive it well because I'm hard on myself. I mean, I just needed the inner track changed. You know, the track that's been playing from my childhood. You're worthless. You're trash. You'll never amount to anything. You're going to be just like the worst of your family. You're going to model that because that's all you know and that's all you'll ever know. You know, and that's a demonic, wicked track that plays in the lives of I don't know how many people. And your whole life is colored by that track. Lord, I need you to take that track out and change it. You know, I want my life to say what you say it's supposed to say, not what I've been hearing. I want different. And I'm willing to do differently to have it. And so he told me, arise, take up your bed and walk. And I took that scripture for a long time. And that's what I did. And that began the walk that was winning, really winning. Because he walked me year after year and talked to me year after year. And he walked me out of the darkest hole, you know, that I can imagine ever being in and never want to be there again. You know, when Jesus was at the Garden of Gethsemane and he said, my soul is troubled even to death. That's how the depths of depression I found myself in was to me. My soul was troubled even unto death, to where I had made plans to die. That's why my walk is winning. That's why certain aspects of what the Lord has called me to are so clear to me, and I can be so focused because I remember that pit. I remember the feeling of being in that pit every day for years. And I know the feeling of not being there. And I know that millions of people are there now. And I know that I'm on YouTube for those people. For those people. If you're one of those people, I'm walking. I'm an old lady. I'm almost 60. But I'm walking. And I've walked out of that pit with the Lord. And you can too. You can too. That's why I'm here. I'm sure about that. I might not be sure how to work a camera. I might not be sure how to do a live. I might not be sure of a lot of these things on YouTube that I'm sure I can watch a video and learn. I might not be sure about any of that. But I'm sure about that part of what I'm called, what the Lord has called me to do. He's called me to take that winning walk. And he's called me to invite everybody who wants to walk with him and me to walk. So that's the answer to my why. That's why I do what I do. That's why it's important to me. That's my way of thanking the Lord for delivering me out of that pit. Just slight, it's just a slight gesture for all he's done, because he's done that and so much more. And it's my way of honoring that by sharing what I can share and doing all I can do to help people. In that, I'm content. In that, I'm fulfilled. I mean, it would be fantastic to fulfill all the YouTube requirements for monetization and all of that stuff, and to have that extra source of income, especially, as I get older, just be nice. But I know that, ultimately that's not why I'm here. I'm here to help you. If you know anything about any portion of the pit that I was in, and you understand that, I'm here for you. I'm here for you, nobody else. Really. I want to encourage, inspire. I want to motivate. I want to be EIM Daily every day in some way, shape, form, or fashion, because it honors the Lord. So that's why I changed my name to the Winning Walk with Christina, and that's why I walk. I walk because it draws me closer and closer to the Lord. I can talk and be real with Him. And that is my why. Y'all have an amazing, amazing day.